visiting Ridgefield Park Scarlets and your Fort Lee Bridgemen. Now for today's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Scarlets. Number 0, Kareel Kulala. Number 5, Micheline Miles. Number 11, Riley Pucci. Number 20, Nadia Otiello. And number 3, Valerie Aracena. And now, the starting lineup for your Fort Lee Bridgemen. Number 23, Samantha Song. Number 20, Georgina Scagliatano. Number 22, Olivia Tesfaye. Number 13, Jackie Martinez. And number 30, Ileana James. The Bridgemen are coached by Kelly Lane. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome live to the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel from Fort Lee High School, Fort Lee, New Jersey. It's time for Bridgemen girls basketball. As the Bridgemen in at 4-14 on the year, 3-3 out of the Big North American, they face a tough test, taking on the Ridgefield Park Scarlets, a team that is certainly going to be in the state tournament in their respective North 1 Group 2 sectional, and they're playing for seeding. Ridgefield Park is 15-7 overall, 5-1 in the Big North American. Ridgefield Park seeks a season series sweep over Fort Lee today. Two teams met on January 14th at Ridgefield Park, and the rivals saw the Scarlets win 50-27, shooting the ball well from the perimeter and a suffocating zone defense that Fort Lee will look to solve and handle better today. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Ralph Bednarczyk on hand. Go to the starters in a moment. As Ridgefield Park in the white-on-white, they control the opening tip, with Fort Lee opening up in a zone look. Different starting lineup recently as a knockaway from behind. Jackie Martinez will cause the first takeaway for the Bridgemen. And Martinez quickly on the push. Feed up top for LNRU is deflected. Martinez with her feet set, missing the jumper, and the long rebound eventually corralled by Valerie Aracena, able to tip it to her teammate. So the Scarlets faced a couple of key injury question marks at the beginning of the year, but they have been infused with a quality crop of freshmen too. Here on the drive, an immediate foul is called as Nadia Otuyelu will go to the free throw line. Otuyelu's the starting center, twice first team All Big North American, but she tore her Achilles at the end of last year and has made a long stride to get back. Otuyelu coming off of 14 points last time out against the beloved Charter Academy. And she misses the first free throw. Fouls on Olivia Tesfaye of Fort Lee. Around Otuyelu, and she misses the second. Offensive rebound pulled out, though, by Micheline Miles. Miles is joined in the backcourt by Karel Kulala, senior point guard, returning honorable mention all-division player. The kick to the corner, Aracena, not there on a line drive. Riley Fucci is able to rebound. Again, no shot clock in the state of New Jersey. Oyetelu, she hit the bottom of the rim, stays with it, and eventually puts it in. So Oyetelu, a problem already on the glass. And we'll see if Fort Lee can stop that. Meanwhile, Jackie Martinez able to break pressure and will score, taking it coast to coast. Martinez returning honorable mention all-league player at 12 points with a 3 at West Milford recently. Great press breaker. There's Riley Fucci on the other end to convert. And what a lead pass thrown by Micheline Miles. Kulala, Miles, Fucci, and the fourth guard starter is Valerie Aracena, a freshman. In the pressure for the Scarlets. Fort Lee is able to break. Jackie Martinez to the basket. Rebound tipped from Eliana James and handled by Aracena. Aracena will leave for one of the best shooters in Bergen County, Riley Fucci. Ball reversal, then on the duck in inside, and Oyetelu easily able to score inside. Otuyelu with her second field goal. And 6-2 Ridgefield Park. Now Aracena the steal. Block to block for the layup conversion to make the score 8-2. Aracena with the steal. And Karel Kulala with the finish. A timeout taken by Coach Kelly Lane in her third year coaching the Fort Lee Bridgemen. Starters for Fort Lee today, Jackie Martinez, joined the backcourt by sophomore Georgina Cigletano and sophomore Eleanor Yu. 5'8 junior leading scorer Eliana James is up front, along with 5'9 junior forward Olivia Tesfaye. Both of them are juniors. First meeting between the two, Ridgefield Park zoned this Fort Lee team, and the Bridgemen were not able to pass through well enough. Now they're much more experienced in terms of seeing a zone look, where to go with it, learning how to pass in the zone. And the Scarlets' 1-2-2 pressure themselves right now has been the bigger problem rather than half-court offense. Yu being picked up full court. And Yu will get a little interference from Samantha Song. And Fort Lee to now run the half-court offense. There's Aracena with the steal on Martinez. And the push ahead from Miles. Miles will kick, wide open look, Riley Fucci. Martinez able to track down the long miss. Will take it in, and good defense played by Fucci. Riley Fucci goes 5'7" as a senior guard, a 3-year starter. First team Big North American Division honors last year, second teamer as a sophomore. Off the inbound, Martinez. And Martinez is able to pick up a whistle through some congestion. Foul is against Valerie Aracena, her first. Yu will leave it. Martinez. And well short, grazing the rim. James trying to save it, but it was knocked down. Stolen back by Tesfaye and finally picked up by Ileana. Again, no shot clock in the state of New Jersey. When in the half court can Fort Lee knock down perimeter shots today? Aracena continues to be a swarming defender in the zone. Martinez finds the spot as the floater. Both field goals for Fort Lee from Jackie Martinez. Aracena, good pass, and diving to the rim there, again, is Nadia Otuyelu. A tremendous press breaker from Ridgefield Park. Ridgefield Park, 15-7, as I said, 5-1 in the Big North American Division. They lost in the Bergen County Invitational quarterfinals at Northern Highlands in a close game, second meeting between those two. Then they were the 18 seed, lost to heartbreaker at 15 seeded Westwood in the Bergen County tournament first round. They had defeated Westwood in their season opener, which was really thrilling for Coach Amanda Lax on December 19th. Because they were just getting back 2 key players due to injury, as that shot inside Aracena had it partially blocked by Ileana James. James looking for the cutter and Martinez will swing it, and Fort Lee to reset. James will face a larger defender today in Otuyelu. Oh, and that good overplay by Fucci. Fucci has the steal, stolen right back by Martinez, and eventually ripped away, and here's Micheline Miles. Otuyelu showing the outside touch. 8 points in the opening quarter for Nadia Otuyelu. So as she has progressively come off of a minutes restriction and still getting into full basketball rhythm for her, playing her best now, and Nadia Otuyelu up to 8. Scarlets don't get any smaller. They go to the bench and bring in 5'11" junior Alexandra Paul. A volleyball-focused player along with experienced junior guard Ivana Capurso. Meanwhile, Fort Lee brings in 5'9" freshman Daniela Pagan. Ball on the floor, Pagan is on it, and Pagan will rip it away. Second chance for Fort Lee. Eleanor Yu. And Yu will get the timeout called here with 2:35 left. First quarter at 12-4 Ridgefield Park. So the Bridgemen have gotten a couple of field goals from Jackie Martinez, and otherwise trying to deal with the Scarlets' pressure. Again, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors for helping make this broadcast and YouTube channel possible. The Bergen Black Sox, It's Greek to Me Restaurant, Connect One Bank, The Finest Construction, Fort Lee Pizza, the Fort Lee Soccer Club, The Collective Salon, Sedona Tap House Restaurant, William T. Birch Children's Fund, Kairola Barber Viola VFW Post, serving our veterans, and the Fort Lee Education Association. All thank you for bringing these games to life via our YouTube channel, available live and on demand. Pagan in the high post. James on the drive. It will count. Ileana James for the first time. James, like most of the Fort Lee players, seemingly has missed a game or two to illness. And Fort Lee has not been able to have a consistent lineup past more than a couple of games before something happens as she misses the free throw and the tip out to Aracena. Aracena drives, and that's knocked away. What a clean block by Eleanor Yu. Yu with a very clean technique not to slap down and just let the block come to her. Martinez kicks, and Song not ready to shoot. James turns, she'll fire. And the box out from Paul. And the rebound to Karel Kulala, the senior point guard. Fort Lee able to get back defensively. A coach's dream, says Amanda Lax about Karel Kulala here. National Honor Society. Expecting to attend Ramapo College for nursing. A difficult major to play sports in. Skip to Aracena. Aracena, feet set. Way off on the three. Rebound pulled out, though, by Capurso. Paul finds the cutter. Aracena left that layup short. And a good defensive sequence for Fort Lee as the Bridgemen were in position, closed on shooters well. Never got unbalanced. Martinez, and that is stripped by Miles. Good hands there from Micheline Miles. Miles, the senior at 5'4". Thinking about playing college basketball for Ridgefield Park, and would love to be pushing her high school season to another month. Capurso. Short on that three. Rebound inside. Pagan is able to come up with a block shot on Kulala. Pagan got the angle on Paul and rushed that shot. Karel Kulala out of traffic with 10 seconds to go in the opening period. Nadia Oyutelu was the factor early with her inside play. Miles. More good zone offense from Ridgefield Park. But Fort Lee able to protect the paint and protect this house. 12-6. Ridgefield Park Scarlets in a neighborhood battle and rivalry game, leading Fort Lee at the end of one quarter. This year, when you look at Ridgefield Park, they put together a January 6-game winning streak. They're coming off of a lopsided win yesterday against beloved Charter Academy, so we'll see what kind of legs that they might have. And particularly playing in the back-to-back when you come off of a serious injury like Nadia Otuyelu. But Otuyelu, with a strong start, had 8 of the 12 points for Ridgefield Park. Meanwhile, Fort Lee, a couple buckets from Jackie Martinez, and then Ileana James with a later and one. For the Bridgemen at 4-14 overall, a gigantic game with 3 games left, including this one. The thought is that if they can go 2-1 over these last 3, there's an opportunity that they could qualify for the state tournament and have enough power points to qualify for the North 2 Group 3 state tournament. But they're going to need 2 out of 3. Tonight, Ridgefield Park. Thursday night home against Cliffside Park in rivalry week. And then February 20th, a week later, at Ramsey, which would be a noteworthy PowerPoint win. That could be Ramsey's senior night. And Ramsey always has very good sports in northern Bergen County. Martinez picked up her dribble. Olivia Tesfaye blocked out by Fucci. Martinez, quick catch and shoot. Got a pretty good look. And Micheline Miles. Nadia Otuyelu back on the floor. A leave here. This is freshman Sophia Russo, backup point guard. She misses a 3. I have high hopes for Russo, who plays AAU basketball too. You to get it in. Fucci with the knockaway, and then we'll get a Fort Lee foul. More good hands by Riley Fucci of Ridgefield Park, and the player fouled was Sophia Russo. Eleanor Yu, her first personal for the Bridgemen. Oyutelu able to score inside on James. Nadia Otuyelu quickly into double figures. Martinez pushing as Russo deflects it out. James to her pull-up. running the floor. What a pass from Otuyello in for Fucci, who could not convert the layup. And the foul will be committed by Fucci of Ridgefield Park after the layup miss. Now with the lane opened up, after Fort Lee able to break pressure, James is able to help just deaden the ball as it falls for her. Second bucket for Ileana James. Miles, beautiful touch pass inside. Oyutelu missed the first and the second. A third look finally put in. Nadia Otuyello having her way inside. What an initial beautiful touch pass from Miles. Then Yu tries off the inbound to knock it off of Fucci, and Fucci almost scores an and one. And Riley Fucci will shoot 2 free throws. That's the second on Olivia Tesfaye. Riley Fucci expecting to attend Kutztown in Pennsylvania, where her shooting, certainly if it was known to the coaching staff, could definitely be something that they could further explore. 63s last year, saying Amanda Lax near the top of Bergen County last year for Riley Fucci, as there's another turnover by Fort Lee against this Ridgefield Park pressure. If you could shoot the ball like that, odds are your high school percentage is probably decent. Here is Russo stepping into a three. And Pagan able to rebound after the good box shot on Nadia Otuyello. But they will find you even if you're not going to school for basketball. If you could shoot like that, they'll find you in the student body. There's a high arcing shot by Song that is off. Aracena, beautiful look pass for Miles. Well, Valley Aracena has been playing AAU basketball for Team Sharp and Team Ridgefield Park a long time. And certainly has a high basketball IQ at a young stage. 20-8 Ridgefield Park. And the Scarlets now with their largest lead. Yu given the time, and Yu is well short on the three. So the Bridgemen are getting good looks. But they're still looking for their first shot from outside the painted area. Back in is Alexandra Paul, now to play center. She kicks to Aracena, and a line drive three is off. Aracena stays with it, and she'll be tied up. And the arrow will keep it here with Ridgefield Park. Ridgefield Park is already well beyond, surpassed their win total from last year when they went 11-15. 5-3 in the Big North American Division. Fucci off the inbound. Pagan battles Miles for it, and we'll have another tie-up, and this time it'll go back to Fort Lee. And last year, Ridgefield Park was the 12 seed, lost at 5th-seeded Beckton in the North 1 Group 2 first round. This year, Ridgefield Park defeated Beckton, which is in Carlstadt, next to East Rutherford in Bergen County, in the shadows of the American Dream. Lob in for Pagan, and last touch by Daniela. Bridgman stay in the zone look. Another nice high-low play. Paul down low for Miles. Timeout taken by Fort Lee to go over their zone defense. And Ridgefield Park opens it up further, 22-8. So the Bridgmen in the midst of a busy week, and they hope they can get one of these two, which then would give them a full week of practice to travel to Ramsey on February 20th and to play a meaningful game where if they had a chance to win that game, the PowerPoints might make it interesting to see if they can find themselves in the state tournament. And should they lose 2 out of 3, then Fort Lee would definitely be eliminated from the state tournament. Bridgman played at Fairlawn January 30th in the Bergen County Invitational. Those are regional pods that are put together. It is not the full Bergen County tournament. The inbound goes directly to James. She's the release valve, and Fort Lee able to break pressure. Now the pass in for Tesfaye, off of her foot and turned over. Miles, and there another deflection. Yu knew where the next pass was going, and Eleanor Yu got the deflection before the pass reached Alex Paul. Now can Fort Lee execute on this end? James thinks about the 3. Now they look for floor spacing. Martinez. Good angled pass for Tesfaye. Fuchido knew where it was coming and played wonderful defense inside. Fuchi had been known for primarily her shooting prior to this year. Credit the Mandalax and Riley for putting in a lot of time to become a better defender to do those kinds of things. Miles has the cutting Paul, and Paul did not quite trust her left hand. Fort Lee is able to rebound, nearing 2 minutes left first half. James got around Paul and will head to the free throw line. Looks like the foul is on Sophie Russo, the guard digging down. 2 missed free throws by James. And it remains 22-8. Russo quickly a blur, blocked by James. Martinez. And no one stopped ball there for Ridgefield Park, but she couldn't convert. Now Otuyola and Paul both on the floor at the same time as Aracena airballs the 3. Neither team has made a 3 today. And that's great benefit for Fort Lee. Ridgefield Park has been more streaky than usual than a high school team usually is. They have the ability to knock down 8 to 10 threes in a game, still looking for the first here. But Fort Lee turns it over. Ridgefield Park will bring back junior Ivana Capurso and starting point guard Karel Kulala. Final minute of the first half. Otuyelu. And she draws another Fort Lee foul. That's Olivia Tesfaye, and that's going to be her third. Nadia Otuyelu wants to play college basketball as Pagan will come in. Had been playing for the Team Sharp organization. A lot of credit goes to her dad, who also coaches her younger brother's team in Ridgefield Park. She misses the second. And particularly the work that she put in when no one was watching off of a serious injury like an Achilles. James. Paul and Otuyelu on the court again. So the large lineup for Ridgefield Park, a college-type lineup, as the block shot out of bounds. Having a 5'9" Otuyelu and a 5'11" Alexandra Paul. Ridgefield Park not small at the guard spots either. Turnaround jumper missed by James. Pass up ahead, nice pass thrown. Fucci misses the layup. Capurso also missed. Paul eventually with a stick back. With 12.9 left, however, a Ridgefield Park player shaken up. And that's Ivana Capurso that may have come down on an ankle. And off camera right now, Ivana Capurso is being evaluated by the athletic training staff here at Fort Lee. It's 25-8. Fort Lee has been held to just one field goal here in the second quarter. And good sign for the Scarlets as junior Ivana Capurso can come off the floor. She was second team all Big North last year. The spark and energy of the team. Also plays for Amanda Lax in the fall for the varsity soccer team, where she was second team all Big North American. But especially effective in the full court pressure. 12.9 left first half. Ridgefield Park only 2 team fouls. There's a deflection by Fucci. Then the ball will be stolen. Kulala shot, no. Miles puts it up. Final second, no. And Fort Lee fortunate not to give up another basket. But Ridgefield Park outscores them 13-2 in the quarter and lead 25-8 at halftime. Nadia Otuyelu likely close to a double-double here at halftime. She has 12 of the 25. 4 points from Micheline Miles. For the Bridgemen, 4 points apiece from Jackie Martinez and Eliana James. We'll take time out and be back in 9 minutes on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Start of the third quarter, 25-8. Ridgefield Park leads Fort Lee in their second meeting of the season. Scarlets looking to close out the season series from Fort Lee. Meanwhile, the Bridgmen needing a huge second half for a big win to help their state tournament playoff hopes. There is Valerie Aracena rebounding the miss on the three from Riley Fucci. And Aracena is able to put it in over the rim to get the scoring started. Aracena's first basket. And now the deflection and almost another steal by Fucci. Nadia Otuyelu has 12 points to lead all scores. Jackie Martinez, Eliana James, both juniors for Fort Lee, have 4 points apiece. James shot it on the way down short. Probably could have kept going to the left glass. Micheline Miles misses there off glass. Block shot inside by Yu on Nadia Otuyelu. And finally, Samantha Song is able to gather for Fort Lee. Good entry into Pagan. Nice turnaround from Daniela. Able to free herself nicely and fooled Otuyelu, who was leaning the other way. Miles, this time Fort Lee defending the high-low much better. Aracena, then into the post. Miles did not quite cut, but look at the nice ball movement by Ridgefield Park. Missed jumper from Kulala, but there's Aracena with her second bucket here early, and both have come on offensive rebounds. Ridgefield Park extends it to 29-8 as this passes over the fingertips of James. And Miles to settle it. Otuyelu given the room and sticks the jumper. Nadia Otuyelu continuing to work her way into great form, into the form she had last year, the last 2 years where she was first team all Big North American Division. And certainly, I'd say shooting touch and eventually fatigue, also a couple of factors that are still going to be on the way. She comes up with a block shot inside on Fort Lee. And shooting touch with the speed of the game. Missed three from Aracena. James pushes. Wheeled it out to Song. Martinez sticks along too for Jackie. 6 points for Jackie Martinez of Fort Lee. Martinez was held to 5 points with a three in the first meeting between the two. January 14th, it was a 50-27 Scarlets win on their home floor. And they have a similar type of game working here. Fucci, and that's short. Pagan, and that pass fired in, not to the hand that Pagan was expecting from Song. And we'll get subs on both sides, including Olivia Tesfaye, who's playing with 3 fouls for Fort Lee. Alexandra Paul back in. Throws the high-low in for Micheline Miles, who misses the reverse. Pagan gives it up. James cutting through, short. Tesfaye is fouled. Into the game for the first time for Ridgefield Park is freshman Priscilla Prantisoli. Great credit in Ridgefield Park goes to Coach Alan Ramirez, who has an 8th grade daughter in a Ridgefield Park school district. 1 year above her is this freshman class. We've seen Sophia Russo, Priscilla Pranasoli now, Valerie Aracena. There's also Isabella Sanabria and Adriana Garcia. It's a Scarlets class that can do some really special things by the time their careers are done. And it's not just this group, but there is a consistent group of basketball, well-coached, focused players coming through. What a nice pass by Kulala down into Miles. Micheline Miles able to convert 33-11. Martinez. And Martinez just lost it. And Alexandra Paul will be tied up. Pagan off the inbound and tried to use her right hand inside, and Paul was just able to contain that angle. Then the loose ball gathered and was fumbled by Kulala. The steal by Martinez, who lays it in on the other end. Good ball movement. Fucci hits the three. Riley Fucci with the first three for the Scarlets. First three for any team today. Ridgefield Park continues to extend its largest lead. James. And on the flip inside, that's Amber Lask, who's checked in for the first time for Fort Lee. 36-13. So when the Scarlets can hit outside shots from Riley Fucci, Valerie Aracena on the other side, they came out a nice 2-3 zone offense against Fort Lee in the first half. Couldn't get any to go down. Good pass underneath again by Kulala. Samira Pena has come in for the first time. And Ridgefield Park able to go deeper to the bench. They played and defeated beloved Charter Plep yesterday. So the second of a back-to-back, that game was 53-31. So likely Amanda Lax was able to rest a good chunk of her starters yesterday to get them prepared to play close to at least 3 quarters today. James turning the corner, left-hand scoop does not go. Follow-up from Pagan, and Daniela Pagan has given Fort Lee a good third quarter. And Daniela will go to the free throw line. Pagan still looking for her first points and gets that to roll in. The save inside, it comes right to James, but then Tesfaye misses, hitting the bottom of the rim. Priscilla Pranasoli tried to save it, but directly underneath her own basket. So the Scarlets fortunate not to give up a point off of that. Of course, you never want to throw the ball underneath your own hoop like that. Final 50 seconds of the third. Kulala, ball reversal. Fucci is closed out on. And the pass down low for Samira Pena, a little high for her. So the Bridgemen were able to get on shooters there with 35 seconds left in the third. Tesfaye enters in. Pagan able to turn and could not convert. Pena able to get out of the corner. Fucci, skip. Pratisoli. And Fort Lee can get the final shot of the third quarter. Martinez, quick trigger three. Instead, Fucci could have the last shot. Fucci will take it at the horn. It would have counted. Riley Fucci was able to make the game's lone three midway through that third quarter. Valerie Aracena had a couple of early hoops. Nadia Otuyelu leads all players with 14 to lead the Scarlets, leading the Bridgemen today 36-14. Jackie Martinez with 8 of the 14 points today for Fort Lee. 36-14 is our score as we head to the fourth quarter. Again, reminding you, Fort Lee girls basketball will be on the air here on the Fort Lee YouTube channel on Thursday, February 13th against Cliffside Park. That's a 4 p.m. Eastern Time tip. Final home game of the season for Kelly Lane's team. And barring a massive comeback here in the last 8 minutes, they'll need to win that game and then their game at Ramsey February 20th. And perhaps get some breaks along the way somewhere else. And they could find a way to sneak into the state tournament. Fort Lee was able to get the ball inside that quarter to Daniela Pagan consistently. Pagan probably had 6 paint touches. Martinez to the basket. Then Pagan on the follow is able to put it in. That time I think Kelly Lane instructing her team, let's attack the paint more during the quarter breaks. And Martinez, after good ball movement, eventually a gap opened up. Fucci, and that one halfway down. Pagan, this time against Otuyelu. Rebound on the weak side from Tesfaye. Good effort. Fort Lee has gotten pretty good looks in tight. Fucci, feet set, buries her second three. Riley Fucci, every one of her shots looks like it has a chance to go in. Pagan. And was stuck inside once she turned. Did not really have a passing angle. Also 21 up top, Ivana Capurso has returned for Ridgefield Park. Looked like she had a turned ankle in the third quarter. Aracena misses the three. Miles will snatch it. Out to Fucci with her third three of the half. Fucci with such a short and clean shot. Tesfaye has Lask, and Lask is stripped. Might have been Fucci defensively. Capurso, and Martinez denies the layup. This was a 12-6 game. At the end of one, Fort Lee withstood Nadia Otuyelu. Missed three by Fucci. There on the cleanup again is Valerie Aracena. And Aracena is probably going to score a lot of points in her career just off of that. Weak side offensive rebounds. With her athleticism, she seems to know where the ball is going. Fucci, transition kick out, has another. 4.5 for Riley Fucci. And a game high 15 points. Pagan, there she had the double, but Fort Lee did not have enough spacing. Meanwhile, talking to Ridgefield Park coach Amanda Lax about her team and their quest and possibility to get to over 20 wins this year. They're hoping to get a good seed. And their area of improvement, it would be shooting consistency. There's a nice knockaway by Eleanor Yu. Yu into Capurso. And Paul is able to clear it. It's a 31-point lead now in the running time situation for Ridgefield Park. And the Scarlets continue to move the ball well no matter who's on the floor. Aracena, good baseline drive. Aracena might have been fouled. Paul. And Paul could not get the jump hook to fall. But we're seeing what the Scarlets can do with Fucci shooting even in spurts. Pagan on the back down. And Daniela has been much more offensively aggressive. And Fort Lee's been able to get her touches. That's the good news. Aracena, nice turn down, off to Capurso for three. That's now 5 threes in the second half of the Scarlets. 50-16 in a runaway. A couple of starters will exit here for the final 3 minutes in a running clock situation. Rules can be different even from section to section, but once it gets to a 30-point game, even if you get it under 30, you cannot stop the clock. Georgina Siglitano has returned for Fort Lee. Number 20 in black, here's Georgina. And this pass that Tesfaye could not reach. Clock continues to move. JV game will follow. And freshman Isabella Sanabria, number 13, and 15 Adriana Garcia are into the game for the Scarlets. As here is Sophia Russo in to play the point again. Meanwhile, Nicolette Lee, number 24 in black. Paul, and Paul missed the lay-in there. And Lask will come up with it. And also number 25, Gisette Lee, has entered in for the Bridgemen. And also number 21, Liz Vasquez. The three players that are typically floaters from the varsity and JV for the Bridgemen. Lask found herself way open, and she sinks the three. First made three for Fort Lee today. Amber, a sophomore, has shown the ability to make outside shots in a bunch of games this year. Russo thought that she had Adriana Garcia cutting and ends up as a turnover. Lee Outside, Siglitano. And we'll see if Ridgefield Park will take a shot here. But it'll be a season sweep in the Big North American Division. Paul down to the floor, and Paul with good hustle. Alexandra Paul, volleyball focus, is still playing club volleyball, which is a winter sport right now, along with basketball. Pull-up jumper from Vasquez of Fort Lee is off. Paul rebounds, and the last 10 seconds will be dribbled out by Ridgefield Park. So the Scarlets, with a convincing second half, really last 3 quarters, they moved to 16-7 overall. They put together back-to-back days with victories. 6-1 in the Big North American Division. Fort Lee now 4-15 overall, 3-4 in the Big North American. They'll host rival Cliffside Park here Thursday night, and then February 20th in Ramsey. Well, they'll need to win both of those games and get some help if they're going to have a state tournament appearance. Nadia Otuyelu, 14 points, 12 came in the first half. Riley Fucci with 4 threes. 12 of her 15 came in the second half, including all 4 threes, the leading scorers for Ridgefield Park. Jackie Martinez, the lone Bridgman player, with 10. Ileana James with 4 points, all in the first half of play. That'll do it for all of us. My name is Ralph Bnorchik saying so long and thanking all of our great sponsors, the Bergen Black Sox, It's Greek to Me Restaurant, Connect One Bank, The Finest Construction, Fort Lee Soccer Club, and Fort Lee Pizza. The William T. Birch Children's Fund, Sedona Tap House Restaurant, The Collective Salon, Fort Lee Education Association, and Carola Barber Viola, VFW Post 2342, serving our great veterans. Thanks to all for helping make these broadcasts be possible live and on demand, right here on the Fort Lee YouTube Athletics channel. Until then, we say so long and good night from Fort Lee, where Ridgefield Park is victorious over the Bridgemen in girls basketball.